All right. We're now going live. Welcome to Dorsey's Resource. Welcome to Dorsey's Resource. The topic of this video will be banking system changeover to blockchain technology. But first, as usual, before we get started, I'd like to give a disclaimer. This video is going to be for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Please understand that everyone's individual circumstance or situation may be different. It's up to every individual competent person to please do his or her homework and research regarding the matter being discussed. This information is not to be construed as legal advice. In the event you feel you need to seek a competent professional, it is encouraged you do so at one's own leisure. Dorsey's Resource Channel is not liable or responsible for anyone's misuse of the information. These are simply my opinions on the said topic. Everyone is responsible for their own commercial affairs. All rights are reserved. Now let's get into this. The topic of this video is I'm planning on discussing banking system changeover to blockchain technology. As I've discussed in the past, I have a private source. I had been meaning to follow up. This is like another follow-up video that's related to the dinar video that I did. What people will be getting paid in. I have a top legitimate private source whose name I won't never ever mention, by the way. And I have other sources as well. And I've confirmed this. If you have your eyeglasses on, if you've been keeping up with the different conference calls that still go on out there, they have confirmed some of this type of information. And there's even a conference call I wasn't aware of that one of my sources informed me that matched up with the information that he received. I just confirmed with him that I had, I could corroborate what he had shared with me. And I do have some notes with me compiled. Some of the notes go back late middle part of this summer to the latter part. I was informed that there's the system called the ISO, which is a form of digital ledger, part of the blockchain system that was scheduled to go live sometime in November. The date I was given was November 21st. It was supposed to start going in Europe. I don't know. I can't say if that has occurred, but there is things that are in the process that are unfolding for sure. As regulations come down, my source has shared with me, as more regulations come down, that's when you're going to start to see certain coins or cryptos. I was informed he always emphasizes there's going to be a lot of coins that are no longer going to be in use anymore. There's a select group of coins, digital assets, they want to start calling them. They don't want to use the term crypto. They inform me that are chosen by the elite. But this is not my words. I don't know how long I'm going to give this. I did give a disclaimer out there, so I don't know how long it's going to take to unfold as it's being implemented. Because they did discuss with me the really evil or bad cabal has their own agenda, and they had been trying to sabotage things, and this is why things have been taking a while to roll out, and other things, a lot of things have been happening behind the scenes. There's a lot of information to unpack. So just to give you guys a heads up, I may not be able to go over everything today. I am on a time restraint, but I'm going to try to share with you some more of the information that I received. The XRP and SEC court case, by the way, as you already know, the SEC was dragging this out on purpose to buy time, which is pretty obvious. The big house, that's what we codename the DTC, that stands for Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, is going to be utilizing the ISO protocol and central banks around the world, not just here domestically, however, internationally. So right now, the system that I had gotten this information, if you've been once again paying attention, you have your eyeglasses on, has been on different conference calls that are still out there, by the way. So right now, it's called the quantum financial system has arrived. However, my source informed me we don't see it yet because the old legacy financial system is still running parallel right now. And that's what I can't say how long it's going to take to implement that because the old legacy system, I was told, legacy financial system is still running parallel. And the way that we do banking right now is getting ready to change and switch over to blockchain technology. They said whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. I shared with some of my private sources. I have uh, some sources that are elders, people that are up there in age, generally don't like cryptocurrencies. And I understand it was like that when computers rolled out. Generally, younger people are going to be more acclimated because the schools now require it. As it was rolled, as technology in general was being rolled out, how schools started off with different programs, even different corporations to work from home if you had a laptop or at one time a desktop, going back to the older system. So as the technology has increased, this is something that I said it would behoove you to try to learn this information as much as you can. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube, a lot of different tutorials. If you know how to research, know how to look, that will guide you step by step, and things. If you're wondering how to purchase cryptos and things of that sort. I don't have anything like that set up myself, but there are different channels, certain content creators, influencers out there that even provide services to give like a basic course, by the way, to give you guys an example for those who are interested. But I was informed once again that my source said, whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. So I just encourage all those out there to do as much research as you can. This is going to be forced on the general public. XRP, I was informed, is going to be pegged slash backed by gold. XLM, that's Stellar Lumens, is going to be pegged backed by silver. I was informed that XDC, also known as XFin, crypto is going to be backed slash pegged by copper. And Algorand allegedly may be backed by platinum. Don't quote me on it. I'm not for sure. But that's what it appears as though. Not only are these certain digital coins that the elites have chosen that are going to be top, because my source always emphasizes they're going to get rid of a lot of other cryptocurrencies are going to disappear. And he says, be careful with the meme coins out there. Like I said, I don't know what they're going to do because I'm actually invested in some of the meme coins, but I've actually held back. I didn't want to go all in, but I've diversified my portfolio. So no matter what happens, hopefully, something would come through if you guys can read between the lines. But my source emphasized there have been people buying up XRP, and there's a particular what do you call those web hosting sites that sell crypto exchanges. There's a crypto exchange out there. I'm not going to say the name. I do remember the name of it, and I actually get an email, and they mention what the top purchases have been for different coins, part of the blockchain system, different digital assets. And he said they're going to be moving away from calling it crypto, as it's already starting to roll out. As more regulations come down the road, there's still more regulations, I was informed. By the way, and there's like a fight, there's legal stuff going on too, like of course the XRP case. And there's one YouTube content creator that pointed out that some cryptocurrency heads, they have paid a settlement, but they weren't scrutinized in the same capacity that Ripple XRP was. I forgot one of the names offhand, but I was informed there was several other popular cryptocurrencies that people would know offhand that they weren't scrutinized, but some of them actually settled with the SEC already. And that's something new. I just found that out today. I didn't know that, by the way, to show you how the XRP Ripple is being targeted. And there's people that know about. I don't know all the details about Gary Gensler, and they said that he was favoring Ethereum because Ethereum, people were like, well, why are you picking on XRP in particular? For those that know, that are involved in crypto, would know about this. I don't really get into that stuff, but my source did share with me that it appears as though XRP was targeted, but they also were holding it down because they plan on, this is going to be one of the chosen coins. By the way, coming down the road, I was informed, by the way. I hear IOTA is going to be /pegged by a metal called rudium. I may not be pronouncing it correctly. I think it's spelled IRUDIOM, something like that. So don't quote me on it. But also not just these digital assets, as they're moving away from calling it crypto, I was informed that foreign currencies, such as if you are invested in like the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, Indonesia, rupiah, Iranian rial, Zimbabwe, those are going to be pegged to the commodities market. I was informed. Allegedly, I heard the dinar. I heard this a long time ago that the Iraqi dinars were going to be pegged to gold, just like XRP is. So it's some type of new system that is definitely rolling out, and it looks like when they reset the system, they want it to be actually backed by precious metals, which is known as part of the commodities market. So when everything I was informed resets in the commodities market, everything once the manipulation is over with, then everything is going to actually, I was informed, reset to its actual value. Because you know that right now, gold and silver are both mainly those two metals are. It's a reason are suppressed. I've shown this in the past, and other people have. If you pull up the national debt clock, and it shows you the real price, I think it's usdebtclock.org. You can easily Google it, look it up, and it shows you what the price of silver and gold used to be back in 1913 compared to what they are now. But the price that they're at right now, currently, last time I checked, silver was like somewhere around $20 an ounce. That's not including the premium. That's like the unofficial tax. If you go purchase at a coin shop or somewhere, that's the market rate. Somewhere hovering around $20, and many say that it's highly undervalued, by the way, and it's in demand. It's used in a lot of different types of devices out there, from medical devices to different computers to numerous different things. They say that silver could even potentially, this is, just put out there, even some economists say allegedly could potentially even pass the price of gold up, or could be at par with gold. And if you look up on the nationaldebtclock.org, which you can easily pull up, or US debt clock, it'll show you where they both are supposed to be at, based on there's some other things. My sources a lot more proficient than I am at breaking down. But just you guys get the gist of what I'm saying, to sum it up, that they're highly undervalued, and they're not like they're supposed to be much higher than what they are now. Like last time I checked, gold was hovering around $1,800 per ounce, by the way, and it's supposed to be way higher than that. Same with silver. So I was informed once again that once everything resets, once the manipulation is over with, let me say, be specific, once the manipulation is over with, uh then you're going to see the actual price, or what I heard, price discovery, uh is going to take effect. I hear copper is going to go up as well when everything properly resets to their real value after the current manipulation ends, depending on whenever they reset the commodities at. They're going to match the price with a certain crypto, aka digital asset, that I was informed are going to be pegged to these commodities. So that means, for if XRP is going to be backed by gold, and say if they raise the real price, for example, just using this as an example, say the price of gold is supposed to be at $20,000 per ounce instead of it being around 2,000 an ounce. That's like when you add the $100 to $200 premium to the 1,800 market price. Then you can see that the XRP would be supposed to be around worth that amount. By the way, could easily shoot up to that amount. Uh, so once again, I was informed, depending on whenever they reset the commodities at, they're going to match the price with a certain crypto, aka digital assets, that are going to be pegged to these commodities, from what I heard. Also, once the regulations start, they are not going to allow retail investors to buy certain digital assets. I was informed. By the way, retail investors are like, your average Joe Blow, people like you or me, that don't have deep pockets, that are not high rollers. If you guys know with how whales come in and make big giant purchases, they're going to crack down, I was informed, and they're not going to even allow retail investors to buy certain assets. When I attended that private event some years ago, they also taught us about what qualified institutional buyers were, and regulations dealing with the SEC that can allow one to be in that category. But this is what I was informed. Once that comes down the road, just to have a heads up. They're going to try to shake people out once they start shooting the price of XRP up. I was informed, furthermore, if you already hold some, you will be grandfathered in. However, you won't be able to purchase anymore once the regulations kick in. So a lot of people are going to get shaken out. And I was informed this has already taken place on a particular exchange that I heard. I may be jumping ahead a little bit, so you guys might hear me go over this again. If it sounds like I'm repeating myself, I'm just very thorough, and I just want you guys to have the information that was shared with me privately. And I'm going to try to go over as much as I can as I'm on this time restraint. But this is very, very important information, very critical update. And I would say this is from a confirmed, reliable source that I had, private source, by the way. That's legitimate. I've already, vetted, checked out in case you're wondering, by the way. So they were explaining to me that there was a particular exchange. I don't remember the name of it, but one of the things that's going to be happening, whatever exchanges that hold XRP right now, is whatever they have in stock. And if once they run out, whatever the exchanges have, you're not going to be able to get any more. And then I also was informed that once some of the big whales, there's big whales on standby. Once they're given the okay, they're going to shoot in and just buy up all the rest off the exchanges or something like that was being explained. So whatever Ripple XRP coins, digital assets are left, that's all you're going to be able to get. So get while the getting's good, if you know that saying. So all of the cryptocurrencies that start with an X, I was informed, are outside of the US government's jurisdictions. This is why the SEC is trying to get control of certain coins. However, I was informed privately they are not going to be able to. Every digital asset in the beginning letter or suffix of every cryptocurrency is actually a code. I was informed. This is some stuff I don't really know about, but this was just shared with me. I put this in my notes. I felt this was really good information. My private source felt this was, I guess, important for me to know. So I'm just sharing this, relaying this to you all, that this is serious biz coming down the road. But like I say, I don't know how long. Some people say, "Oh, Dorsey, this beast system is not going to roll in," but you want to be careful going all in, because people have lost tons of money. But just be cautious and don't have all your eggs in one basket. In general investment terms, I was always informed you want to diversify your portfolio. A number of things, like with your Roth IRA, you have retirement, not only physical precious metals, or you can have IRA structured that hold physical assets, gold or silver. If you're invested in stocks or whole life insurance, you want to have multiple avenues, like in case one thing fails. That's pretty much the concept. This means they already know all along that Bitcoin was going to be the chosen coin for world trade and payments. Bitcoin was the original experiment that my source informed me. The problem that Ethereum has is all the companies that built upon Ethereum's ecosystem are going to have big problems dealing with scalability. I don't really know too much about that. The system gets congested and it can't scale, as you don't know what the gas fees are until they bill you, or if it hits. Here they were working on that, dealing with but the 2.0, I guess, allegedly didn't solve that. Some content creators that talk about crypto said the people that created Ethereum were greedy, by the way, with the high gas fees. So I guess there's some things that has to do with scalability, and they said this isn't good for any company when people don't know what their fees are going to be. That's, I guess, pertaining to the gas fees. So unlike this new system, this new set of coins that are chosen by the elites, I was informed they're actually going to be true stable coins. That's not being discussed right now. For example, these particular chosen coins, digital assets, for right now, examples will be ISO 2022 protocol 2002 protocol. Some of you all know, if you know how to look up, there's other channels on YouTube all the way. There's some people that are in the know. I've already researched this because there's people out there that were allegedly getting blamed for because some of these elites act like, oh, certain people are too public and stuff like that, and people were being picked on. But I told my source, I said, hey, look, if you have your eyeglasses on, for example, there's other very knowledgeable people, content creators and influencers who talk about this information and can articulate it if you are paying attention. But I'm giving another angle because people understand things different ways, the way some people interpret information. So I'm doing my level best to translate to you all what's coming down the road. I'm like a translator, by the way. So I was informed that XRP, XLM, XDC, Algorand, IOTA will be pegged to these commodities. They will be part of the ISO 2022 protocol. That's the international ledger system, a digital ledger, something like that. These will actually be the new stable coins, I was informed. And to add, the stable coin USDC will be pegged to the new US dollar. Allegedly, I was informed that the stablecoin USDC will be pegged to the new US dollar. Another critical update is whatever exchanges, I kind of went over this. Like I said, I warned you all if I sound like I'm repeating myself, but this is in my notes, is that whatever exchanges that do sell XRP will run out of XRP very soon, and it's already occurring now. That's what I just kind of went over not too long ago. I just caught up with this part of my notes. So this means whatever you can get now is going to be it. And this means the supplies of XRP on these exchanges are dwindling down the more people, companies, or big whales purchase it. So whatever cryptos you already hold that you will no longer be able to purchase on these exchanges will be grandfathered in. However, once they run out of that specific digital asset on that exchange, you will no longer be able to purchase. This is the way how they're pushing out the retail investors. The really big whales are on standby, waiting on the digital asset regulations before they have the green light to purchase big, huge blocks of XRP, and most likely it's going to disappear just like that. I was informed. It's only 100 billion in XRP or no more can be made. Ethereum has an unlimited amount that can be mined. However, this presents another problem, question mark. Okay. The Federal Reserve is getting ready to move to blockchain, and they're going to use the ISO blockchain coins. Bitcoin is an ISO 4219 question mark. I was informed to look this up. So some information I can't confirm. I did give a disclaimer, so one's going to have to do their own research. But I was informed Bitcoin is a different type of ISO, unlike the ISO 20022, by the way. Okay, some other information. I was informed that someone by the name of David Swartz was part of the Ripple leadership board, had a patent back in 1988 on blockchain technology, and it's public information if you know how to look the patent up. I heard he also used to be a member of the NSA. This is what my source informed, the National Security Agency, whoever that is. By the way, I don't really know these people like that, but that's in my notes. Says the XRP lawsuit is actually over with and was reported on by a media outlet. However, I was informed this person who has control had the news report done. They had it removed. However, he told me that some people out there were able to screenshot the evidence. The evil cabal has been stalling this and does not want us to find out because this is connected to the global reset, and they wanted to keep the exact timeline secret for whatever reason. I was informed. This is what my source told me. Once again, I was informed whenever Congress votes on tax regulations allegedly coming sometime in October, that's passed already, 95% of cryptos could disappear. By the way, like I said, I don't know when that timeline. I know that scares a lot of people because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of coins out there, and there's the big craze with the meme tokens, and you have the metaverse tokens. But I hear some big stuff is coming down the pipeline. That's why I did a video a long time ago, and I said you want to make sure that your portfolio, you have some of these digital assets already between XRP and XLM and XDC Algorand already. I even hear HBAR. Some of the other ones are like may be involved in Quant, by the way. I don't know what role, but I heard they might, some of these roles play a sub role, but they're connected. But the main coins you definitely want to have in your portfolio are XRP and XLM, just in case something happens to those other coins, by the way, because they are serious about bringing these regulations down the road. Now, this is further notes that I had. It's like a rehash of what I went over already, by the way. I'm going to jump to the chat section real quick. See Money Boy in the building says, "What's good? What's good, fam? Thank you for joining. Greetings, Money Boy." Okay, I'm gonna go back to the notes. So once again, XRP, XLM, and XDC are going to be made stable coins when the regulations come down the pipe. Someone from the IMF allegedly made the statement when this happens, mentions the average person thinks this means it's going to be pegged to the US dollar. However, they're actually not going to be pegged to the US dollar. The reason why the crypto market has been down for so long means is that behind the scenes, everything is getting ready to be reset. This is why they have been holding the market down. This is why I was informed. Allegedly, November 21st and November 22nd is when the ISO ledger is supposed to be going live. My other note said in Europe it's supposed to start. And my source informed me the Great Reset is actually called the quantum financial system. And this is going to replace the legacy system and is going to use blockchain technology. The difference is the evil cabal is trying to call it a global currency reset to control it to fit their agenda. However, the good cabal is turning it into a quantum financial system will have a level of privacy versus the other system. I was informed. If you're wondering, because a friend of mine asked me a while ago, he said, "What is the difference?" Because he used to always hear that term, and I didn't have an answer for him. So I still, some of this stuff is even still vague to me. I kind of get it, but then again, this information can be kind of vague when you're dealing with, with terms like good cabal versus bad cabal. Those are generally generalizations and don't really identify specific corporations or people, even though sometimes you can without being too specific. But both systems will use blockchain technology. However, the QFS quantum that's an acronym for quantum financial system, allegedly is going to have a level of privacy. I was informed. Klaus Schwab's system will have cash pegged to it for a while. However, the evil cabal's ultimate goal is to make their system cashless, so they use their blockchain to track everything you do. That's part of their agenda. Also, I would say they want to integrate that with their social credit score system that I hear Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, set up in China to control, where they penalize people over there. It's tied in with your real credit score. If you're smoking cigarettes on the subway or drinking, your buying habits and things will affect your actual credit score, and it's tied in, by the way. And there's other things that Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, if you're familiar with Yuval Noah Harari, who's an advisor of Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum is tied in with the G20 summit, World Economic Forum. The Davos group is the daylight version of the Bilderberg. Davos is based out of Davos, Switzerland. If you study the bloodlines, a lot of these people there of Germanic descent. They even re-implemented the Third Reich. I didn't know too much about that. I had to ask a friend of mine who was in the history, by the way. But a lot of these people they have in their bloodlines are of Germanic descent, or connected to that. They're with the elites. I just found out today that Klaus Schwab appears to be, I don't know for sure, but someone did a chart on Twitter, appears to be a descendant of the Rothschilds. His mother, when she married Schwab, her maiden name was a Rothschild. So it appears as though, I'm finding out, allegedly, I don't know, it looks like, I don't know how these people get some of this information, because he's high up, and him and Yuval Noah Harari, they said they no longer need people anymore. There's things of that sort. I'm going to look it up in real time. Klaus Schwab, what he describes as Klaus Schwab, the fourth industrial revolution. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what he describes, if you've heard of these famous quotes, the fourth industrial revolution by Klaus Schwab, ubiquitous mobile supercomputing, intelligent robot, self-driving cars. This is what I typed in on Bing search engine. Neurotechnological brain enhancements, genetic editing. The evidence of dramatic change is all around the world. Is happening at exponential speed. Professor Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, has been at the center of global affairs for over 4 decades. He is convinced that we are at the beginning of a revolution that is fundamentally changing the way we live, work, and relate to one another, which he explores in his book, his new book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution. Oh, okay, I guess that's the name of his book. Trying to look for the sum up. I didn't want to read the whole thing, but there's like this quote, but you can research that Klaus Schwab's quote, but I pretty much went over the gist of it, by the way. But I wanted you guys to have an idea. The Davos group, which is part of that, is connected to the Bilderberg. My friend of mine shared with me. They're like the daylight version of the Bilderberg. Ben Israel says, "What up, bro? I know a little bit about this. What do you think this will do to the sovereign currencies?" You may have to just go back and watch the video again. I kind of went over some of that information. I'm on a time restraint. Ben Israel says ISO 20022 compliance for over 200 nations will be on this. Yeah, you pretty much, you got the gist of it. But if you go back, I kind of covered much of that already, by the way. Okay, I'm going to go over, finish reading my other notes. So I went over that already. Says, okay, Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, said once the regulations come out officially, he said many of these scam coins are going to go away. These are not my quotes, but this is someone, whoever that is, I say, saying in my notes that I guess that's Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse made a quote like this. He said also coins that don't have a strong use case are going to fall to the wayside or be regulated out of existence. The Bank of England has already adopted using the on-demand liquidity, that's ODL, through XRPL. The L means ledger for the XRP digital currency. Some entity, maybe Chase Bank or the IMF, mentioned a global financial system is supposed to change over sometime in January with global digital assets. I was informed XRP is scalable, which means you don't have to wait a long time for the transaction to occur. By the way, as I was going over Ethereum earlier, some of the issues with that Ethereum has. Well, guys, that's my time. I appreciate you guys taking the time out your busy schedule to check out Dorsey's resource. If you want to follow me, check the description box after the video. You can check my previous video until I upload the new information. Real legends never die. They live in our hearts. You guys out there, thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at Dorsey's Resource. I'm on Facebook at Dorsey's Resource. Obviously, I'm on YouTube at Dorsey's Resource. And I'm also on Rumble and Rumble, Parler, and Truth Social and Minds.com at Dorsey's Resource. I'm going to try to get more acclimated with some of these other platforms because I have some information I'm working on down the road that YouTube won't allow me to discuss over here. So just to give you guys a heads up, if you're an influencer or you have a big following, keep in mind these other platforms, it's like a parallel economy, will help keep you from getting canceled, from going broke, and they support freedom of speech, by the way. So rock with me on these other platforms as well, because guys, we either hang together or we hang separate. We're all in this together. And until next time, may the force be with you all. Peace, shalom. I'm out till next time. Deuces.